Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dollars with Sense. Today's topic is changes. We're going to be talking about financial planning, as we discussed last week. You heard about the importance of what we do and how important it is to have a financial planner on your side. But we're going to expand a bit on that this week and bring you a little bit of insight from one of our guru, a very experienced financial planner. So Terence?
Yes, definitely. Good morning, Ella. Yes, we are being joined today with Mr. Ray Wallis, who is a personal mentor of mine. He's, again, my guru to the financial gurus. And we're going to just talk a little bit around the important things of when those changes happen, be them sudden, be them slow, but the changes definitely do happen. And how that affects not only your financial lives, but also how much that affects your personal life. The transition of what you need to do when these changes happen, how your financial planner can help you with that. So we'll be talking a little bit less about dollars right now and a lot more about cents.
Fantastic. So don't go away. We will be right back with changes on Dollars with Sense. Welcome back to Dollars with Sense. We're talking today about changes in your life that affect your financial plan. We're going to welcome Ray Wallis, who has been a financial planner for 26 years and has seen clients go through many, many changes. Welcome, Ray, to Dollars with Sense.
Thank you. Welcome, Ray. And we're going to ask you a few questions. I mean, he's got many, many years of experience. So here, let's put it this way. Let's start with the easy one. After 25 years, what would you say is the greatest changes that can affect not only the financial well-being, but alter the lives of individuals?
Well, there are many things. In my experience, the most difficult change that people have to go through, and I've gone through this with clients a number of times, I can't remember how many, I would say is the loss of a life partner. Often it's an elderly person, but not always. Immediately, people are inundated with advice from siblings, from their children, from friends, from family, and they want them to do things right away. It's time to sell the house, Mom. It's time to think about moving to Ontario with your grandchildren. It's time. My advice always is don't do anything for a year. Give yourself time to grieve. Give yourself time to look at the landscape, to make decisions for yourself. And really, that's where the guidance of someone like me now, luckily, in most of these cases, they've been people that I've been working with for a while. Sometimes it's been an expected change, and you can plan for it if someone has been ill for a long time, but often it's sudden. People's minds change over the course of a year. Rushing into things is the worst thing you can do. Of course, some things do need to be dealt with immediately. I deal with, help people through this with their estate planning, with their executorship, there's lots of things that need to be dealt with, and I can help with that, and we can help with that. Some of the things that need to be taken care of immediately, if a life partner dies, immediately the will needs to be changed. The will needs to be updated. And the thing to make sure that the person understands is these aren't necessarily permanent changes, but something has to be done immediately, because change in marital status null and voids the existing will. So a new one needs to be dealt with right away. You always have to let the person know that don't worry about it. No, if you change your mind 6 months from now or a year from now, then you can always make amendments. But getting that will in place. And the other thing that's very important to make sure is done is making sure that there's a power of attorney in place. 9 times out of 10, the two spouses have had powers of attorney on themselves, okay? It's something that my clients will have because I make them have it. Whether they're 35 or whether they're 85, you need a power of attorney on your spouse. Because if something does happen and they don't have it, the person is lying in a hospital bed in a coma, everything gets frozen. And if the power of attorney isn't in place, then it's the public trustee who is going to end up making decisions on your behalf. So that's something that needs to be done immediately. Because as we all know, or we've heard these stats, very, very often the death of one partner can lead to the death of the other partner in a short period of time. So taking care of this needs to be done. But in terms of, is it time to sell the house? Should I now give my assets to my kids? Should I? Take your time. To me, that's the most difficult life change that happens, and I've been through it a number of times with clients.
It's really, again, we're talking a lot about dollars and cents with this, but right now we're leaving the dollars behind a little bit and talking more about the cents of everything. So, Ray, we've got another question for you. That's really great information. Another question for you is, what, in your opinion, is the most beneficial part for the client of having a financial planner in place?
Oh, boy. Well, it is a loaded question, but, I hope that the examples that I gave in the previous answer really address the issue. It's, my clients rely on me for the money matters, but really I'm their lifestyle coach. I'm their financial coach. They want me to tell them it's time to get a power of attorney. It's time to change their will. It's those things. For younger people, and I always say this in a joking manner, but when I'm looking after their money, I think one of the reasons why savings plans will work for them better than if they don't have a financial planner is they have to come through me to get the money. When that impulse strikes that all of a sudden, we're going to buy a new car, we're going to do, we're going to go on another vacation. And of course, it's their money. They can do whatever they want. But the thought of having to pick up the phone and call and ask Ray if I can have the $5,000, they know I'm going to ask them if they have thought about how this is going to affect their long-term financial plan. So sometimes I think being that gatekeeper, and maybe that's one of the reasons why people don't have financial planners and seek advice, is because they don't want to be held responsible to anyone.
But how unfortunate, though, that when they make bad decisions and don't think of the long term and end up in debt or other trouble, the first person they call is their financial planner and say, how can you help me out of this?
Yeah, that can definitely happen. I'm just we're going to have to take a quick break here, but when we come back, we'll talk further around financial planning with Ray Wallis. And thank you for joining us today on Dollars with Cents. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Dollars with Cents. I'm Terence Vanderwood, and I'm here with Ela Lange, my co-host, and our special guest, Ray Wallis. We're just having an open discussion here with Ray about changes in your life. And what I like to do is open it up for discussion to you, the audience. If you want to come and respond or email us, you can email us at twofinancialgurus@gmail.com, or you can call us at 778-879-0820. Or you can check us out on our YouTube channel. Of course, you just go to the YouTube search bar and punch in Ela and Terence, and this episode will come up, and you can leave a comment for us there. Ela has a burning question for Ray, so Ela, take it away.
Thank you, Terence. Ray, if I may, just take you back to the conversation we were having regarding wills, the importance of establishing a will, certainly between couples. You mentioned a power of attorney. That's quite important. Say your spouse has passed away and you had powers of attorney set up previously, and you said that that's now null and void and you have to set that up again. What happens in terms of a power of attorney? Who do you allocate to take on that role once your spouse has passed on?
Well, normally, of course, under normal circumstances, it should be your spouse. But many people would prefer to have their adult children. And the reason that's a logical choice is it's old people die, you know. So normally you would have your adult child. If you have two adult children, you can have joint powers of attorney. That can be an either or both. It depends on the comfort of the individual who's having a power of attorney on themselves. It's really important to get this done early. It's Ella. People resist this, or they think it's something weird. But I suggest not just to elderly people, but if you and your husband were going to have your wills done, ask the lawyer if you can have powers of attorney set up at the same time. They'll do you a package deal, and it will probably be cheaper, and it won't be that expensive. The power of attorney, if someone has an accident and is lying, as I said earlier, if they're lying in a hospital bed in a coma, everything gets frozen, and so having that power of attorney in place is very important. Now, if you have two children, use your head. Don't choose the one who's in Zimbabwe as opposed to the one who's living in Vancouver with you, or the one who's living in Halifax and the one who's living in Vancouver with you. There is work to be done, and you want the person who is on hand. This discussion, of course, I'm not a lawyer. We, as financial planners, are not lawyers. We're the quarterback. But I work with the clients' lawyers. I work with their accountants. So you want to make sure that's in place. I've seen many cases. One of a very close friend comes to mind where the father did not have a power of attorney. And once the power of attorney is needed, this gentleman ended up with Alzheimer's disease. And it struck reasonably quickly before anybody knew it was happening. Well, once they have Alzheimer's, then you cannot appoint a power of attorney because you are not in the right mind to be able to do so, and you have to sign the paper. So now the family was stuck, and lots of decisions could not be made. So when I am sitting with people and doing an evaluation of their financial well-being and setting up their financial plan, one of the things we talk about is their money. There are many things that need to be taken care of. There are estate planning, powers of attorney, wills, and if I have someone who all they want to talk about is what the rate of return is going to be on their RRSPs, quite frankly, I'm not interested in working with them because financial planning is a process, and it really is your roadmap for getting from where you are to the end of your life, and power of attorney is a very important part of that.
Fantastic. That's interesting, Ray. So all the more important that a relationship is developed with your financial planner, an engaged relationship, someone that you see regularly, that you see twice a year, so that they're up to date with the changes in your life, in their lives, so that your financial planner keeps up with you. Would you agree?
Well, sure, but that's different for every person. I'd like to pretend that I have a schedule where I go, oh yes, and I'm going to see every one of my clients every 3 months or every 6 months or once a year. Usually we set a servicing schedule based on their needs and the cycle in their life and so on. Some clients I call monthly. just because they need a chat. Some people I see once a year, and we do an update and make sure they're on track and everything's fine. Some people I see twice a year, and some people I see less often. It's really up to them. I know when I need to contact people, and I will do so. But I also, and around lifestyle changes or lifetime changes, I may see somebody 5 times within the space of a month, depending on the needs of the individual.
That's excellent, Ray. Thanks for those answers, and thanks for all your valuable insight. I mean, I want to say personally thank you, because as we both know, you're a mentor of mine. You're a mentor of Ela's. We consider you our guru. So we're the 2 financial gurus, and we're sitting here with the guru of the 2 financial gurus. Anyways, we just want to say thank you, Ray, for coming in. We're going to take a little break here. When we come back, Ray has to go away, but when we come back, we'll give you action items for the week.
I just wanted to say thanks. Thanks for having me. These are important discussions for people. Very often, I don't think, you're right, people do not understand what we do. When I do sit down with someone, it's a new experience for them. They're used to going to a bank and filling out an application and asking someone, I want to put money into an RSP, and the person hands them a piece of paper that says, which one of these investments would you like? Well, how the hell should they know? We sit down with people and evaluate their life. And the last question that gets answered is, what's the appropriate investment? To me, the analogy I always use is someone walks into the carpet store and says, give me your best carpet. Well, sorry, what color are your walls? How big is the room? And who's going to play on it? That's the difference between sometimes the way people perceive what a financial planner does is to recommend an investment. Well, there's so much I need to know about that person, where they are in their life, and where they want to get to before we can even have that discussion. I've made this my life's work, and my clients are my friends. And it's made a wonderful career, and I'm going to miss my clients when I finally do hang up the pencil or whatever it is you say. So anyway, thanks for having me, and I'll come back if you want me.
Excellent. Thanks again, Ray. We're just going to be back to get your action items here on Dollars with Sense. So now your action items for the week. This is your action item for the week. Take out a piece of paper and write down the name of your financial planner. And then 2, write down the phone number for your financial planner. And then 3, write the day of the week, next week or this week, that you're going to phone your financial planner. Because it's very important, and to update them about the changes as we have been discussing for the last 20 minutes. If you do not have a financial planner, if you don't have a name that you can write down, then feel free to write down the names of Ela and Terence.
That's right, folks. Just think about what's happened in the last year or so, 2 years as well. I mean, write those down, give us a call your financial planner, make sure they are all up to date. Everybody's up to date. The right people on your side, your team who's looking out for your financial well-being and the protection of your family's well-being. Make sure they know what's going on. And if you don't find somebody, you don't know someone, you can reach out to us by calling us 778-879-0820. Send us an email to the number 2financialgurus@gmail.com. You can send us comments on Facebook. You can send us questions through Facebook. That's Dollars with Sense. That's a Facebook page. And of course, you can listen to our episodes and send us comments through our YouTube channel punch in Ela and Terence on the search bar, and you'll find us there. Subscribe. You'll be given notices when there's a new episode up there that you can listen to at your leisure. And reach out. It will not harm you by sitting down with us for half an hour, 1 hour, and just giving us the information we need to decide what your path to the protection of your wealth is.
Yes, that's true. And we'd like to say thank you again to Ray Wallis for joining us and giving us his very wise insights into the role of the financial planner. We also like to thank everybody, of course, at CKPM FM for helping us broadcast this show to you. And we also like to thank you, the listener, for joining us today. And please don't keep this a secret. Feel free to spread this around. You're consuming this product, if you will, for free. So maybe you can consider it your responsibility to make sure you pass it on to a loved one that is in need of this, if it's not a need for yourself. Anyways, we'd like to say thank you again. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, and may your dollars and cents be with you.